Okay, so I got changed while I edited that last video. Mike Dezaras Prime back with another Combiner Wars review, and this time we are going to look at First Aid. You know what? While I was planning or thinking about what I was going to say about this guy, I couldn't help but think about Leo Kaiser again. And the reason is because I'm realising how many opportunities they missed with that guy. Let's go on with First Aid here. He looks nice. He is not my favourite. He's probably my least favourite of the Protector Bot molds. He's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but he's just got this big bulky thing on the back that, you know, it's not so bad with this one because he's got the red head, nice red head sculpt there, and he's got the white hood, so it breaks it up evenly nicely, but Ironhide's all red, so there's a bit of a coloration all blurring together and stuff there. He like I said before, he's got the albeit disguised chest piece that it's red, but it's a different shade of red, but it's, you know, they've made some effort to cover that up a bit, the combiner peg, sorry. When I look at that, I can't help but think what they did wrong with Leo Kaiser. And I'm not assigning blame because Leo Kaiser is a Takara creation. He was created for Transformers Victory. He was, you know, he wasn't a Hasbro creation. I just feel like, well, for a start, they mishmashed Dezaras, Leozak, and Jaragar. Oh, the whole Dezaras thing. He comes from the name, the Japanese spelling, not the Dezaras version, the D-E-S-Z-A-R-A-S. Might seem familiar because that's mostly the first part of my YouTube name, Dezaras Prime. I took that name and I removed an S and I used that for one of my wrestlers, on my main wrestler on the WWE games. And then I took that and I adopted it for my YouTube name, Dezaras Prime. So obviously Victory and Starsaber and Dezaras and Leo Kaiser, they're like a big deal to me. And that's probably why I'm so salty about this Leo Kaiser Combiner Wars thing. And again, I'm not going to blame Hasbro because it wasn't their property. Or I don't know, but it was a Takara creation. I just feel like they could have done so much more with it. And I mean, one of the examples is that they're the Breast Force. Don't laugh. They're the Breast Force. And, you know, they could have added a little extra thing when it came to these guys, the Combiner Wars, Leo Kaiser, the Breast Force set. If they'd made them Breast Force, they could have easily, I mean, if you look on First Aid's chest, there's like little indents in the corners of his pectorals. They could have just easily dug a little bit deeper there, and then they could have just done these little, they didn't even have to transform, they could have just been static, look like animals, but they could have provided chest guards for the Leo Kaiser versions. And, you know, just little chest guards like the breastplate things, just to cover up those combiner ports. And that would have, you know, made it a little bit different. I mean, still, by all means, go with the repaint. I would have used the Silverbolt or Cyclonus mold and just done Leozak because Dezaras should have been like Megatron or Ultra Magnus, and he should have been his own toy. There was no need to combine him with anybody. I'd have thrown in Death Cobra as well. I'd have done Jaragar and Death Cobra as the extra limbs, just to add a bit of variety. Make it a proper gift set with breastplates and a Silverbolt / Cyclonus retool for Leozak, and then had you pick and choose your limbs. It doesn't have to be Hellbat, Skyhawk, Kill Bison, and Drillhorn, or whatever they call them in these, because they're not allowed to use Death and Kill and Hell and all that. But just throwing those other two in, Jaragar and Death Cobra, just to differentiate a little bit, and that would have been a really nice. I would have been well jealous if they'd done that, and honestly sad that it hasn't happened. I'm going off topic though, sorry. So yeah, First Aid. He works better than Ironhide, I think, but he's still like the worst of the protector bots, I feel, because he's still good, but he's just, you know, he's got this massive back kibble. He's like really kibblicious on the back. Quickly, because I've gone off on one there, haven't I? Yeah, he's got full 360 head tilt there. Arms go all the way around, they go out. He's got these like panels, so you can have them out a little bit if you want to make him look a little bit beefier or something. Ratcheted elbows. No top arm swivel, no wrist swivel. Waist swivel, legs go ball joint, thigh swivel, bends at the knees. No foot articulation. Like I said, he isn't the best of them, but he is what he is, and he's a good toy. I have no complaints about it except for the hood kibble, which again looks worse on Ironhide because Ironhide has more red. But yeah, that is First Aid in his robot mode. There's not really a lot to say about it, and I'm gonna try and keep this brief because I just went off on one about Lio Kaiser, and I apologise for that, but I don't really. Sorry, not sorry. I think I came out with a better pitch, really. I mean, I know cost cutting and that, but they would have still kept to the repaint thing. Just added a couple of little extra trinkets. But anyway, I'm gonna vehicle mode, and I'll be back in a minute. So there's First Aid in his vehicle mode, which is it looks sort of an all-terrain emergency response vehicle. It's pretty nice, actually. I do like this. It's not your average ambulance, is it? It looks a bit badass, really. It's like, Nino, you better pay attention to the fucking sirens or I will run you off the road into next Tuesday, bitch. Yeah, it's big. It's a beefy little ambulance type vehicle, emergency rescue, and I kind of dig it. It's, yeah, I like the weird shapes and all the pointy edges and stuff like around there. It's like, you know, if Mad Max had medics. I've never seen Mad Max, but it wouldn't look out of place in one of those Road Warrior films. Yeah, it's pretty nifty little truck. He has the back piece. Ironhide doesn't have that, and neither does Off-Road, I want to say. The Stunticon. Yeah, but yeah, definitely the in my opinion, the better one of the three, I think. Just because he looks meaty and mean for a rescue vehicle. So, yeah, that's that. I'm going to go to arm mode next. Oh, and he goes brum brum nicely. Okay, so First Aid as an arm. He looks nice and chunky, as he does, because, you know, his vehicle mode is chunky. He is probably the one, if you was going to have him as an arm, you'd put him with Rook. And then you'd have Blades and Streetwise, as I am, as the arms, because some sort of, you know, so it's not like one looks atrophied. This is a nice chunky arm mode, so you want another nice chunky arm mode to complement that, I would say. All in all, he's not bad. He looks pretty nice as an arm, actually. I prefer him as a leg, because the arms of first aid tend to just they peg in alright, but you know, there's fingers and fist holes and stuff. It's best to just keep those well hidden, I think. Yeah, first aid as an arm, not a bad arm, better than I thought actually. And now we've got first aid as a leg. As you can see, it looks a lot better as a leg because all around it's all neatly tucked away, and it doesn't look like a robot trying to be a leg. It looks like an actual leg. It's probably, you know, I've said my piece about the various other modes, but as a leg, he probably is the best leg. This sounds really weird. It's inconspicuous, isn't it? It's you know, all nicely packed away, and yeah, it is, as a leg, it is very inconspicuous. Some of them have a few issues with, you know, certain things looking like they shouldn't be there, like arms or various other little extremities. But as a leg, first aid pulls it off nicely. Very inconspicuous, very leggish is the best way to describe it, I think. Yes, he definitely works best as a leg. Streetwise, I think, works best as a leg, but I've got him as an arm for the purposes of this, and yeah, I just, you know, he works as an arm. This guy would work as an arm as well, but he just looks the part as a leg. Streetwise, I think, for practicality reasons, works better as a leg. Doesn't mean he looks better as a leg. But yeah, first aid as a leg. I am going to go on to Rook next, and then we will go on to the big Bashar himself, Defensor. You shall see me next time.